Achieving financial success takes dedication, discipline, and most importantly, a plan. For over 30 years, Don Reynolds has helped savers define their needs, formulate their plans, and achieve their goals. From accumulation to preservation and protection, and through the income distribution phase in retirement, implementing the right strategies makes all the difference. Your retirement is our business. Welcome to Strategic Asset Preservation.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Reynolds Wrap, another episode with my good friend and business partner, Corey Still.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
So today we're just going to talk a little bit briefly about moves on your money, 8 moments to move your money. So first one, and I'm going to let Corey talk about this one because he does this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's called rebalancing. Oftentimes like this, when we go through market cycles and everyone experienced what we did in 2022 and now 2023, have had some positive months, but then again, there's some concerns coming ahead, is what we call rebalancing. You want to make sure that you've got your portfolios aligned to your risk tolerance and make sure that you've got the correct percentages in the areas that you want them in. It's no different than in a car alignment. If you think about that, if a car is out of alignment, you may have unequal wear on your tires. You may not have the performance you want. You will not get the value out of those tires, and or it could even be potentially hazardous or dangerous to the driver at that point and cause you to veer off the road. So once again, on the rebalancing topic, you want to make sure that your portfolios are in alignment and balanced properly within the sectors and areas that you want them to be invested within, according to your risk tolerance, of course. Again, that's something that we take very to heart here, and we have pride in making sure that we are rebalancing our clients' portfolios to their risk tolerance.
Great point, Corey. The next subject is Roth conversions. You've heard us talk about this in the past. Everybody knows that we've got a podcast out there that talks quite a bit about this. Mm-hmm. But the key is we do our conversions generally in November of the year. And the reason conversions are important is we believe taxes are probably going to go up. As we know, you've heard us talk about how the current tax laws are going to sunset 2025, and then we're going back to 2017 taxes in 2026, and those taxes are definitely higher, folks. So we talk about having control of your money, and that's from basically 59.5 to 73 now. That's when you have to take the RMDs, where you have an opportunity to do some conversions to help yourself long-term. It can affect taxation of Social Security, things of that nature. So again, when it comes to Roth conversions, give us a call on that because we're going to look at your situation because sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. So again, we want to make sure we're doing the right things for folks.
Correct. Yeah. That's an important topic. And as Don mentioned, we've spent some time on that before. The other one we want to talk about is, I know a lot of people are aware of and have seen billboards out there talking about 401k rollovers. And most often that is when people sever employment or retire from a job. And they've got a 401k that they had built up with that company over the years of service. Of course, you can roll that into a traditional IRA at that point, or if you had some Roth money into a Roth IRA. But what a lot of people may not be aware of, and a lot of clients that we meet with are not aware of it, is that often now most service plans, you have to check with your company, will allow for an in-service distribution. What an in-service distribution is that you did not sever employment. You are still working for the company. But again, most companies will allow this at age 59.5 up to age 62, depending upon your specific company. And what that means is you can access your 401k. You could roll it to a traditional IRA or, again, a Roth IRA if you have a Roth 401k. And now you take control on how you want to invest that money. We're going to talk in a minute here about some other potential positives that can open up. But again, it allows you some freedom for investments. A lot of times our 401ks give us limited choices on investments. And by rolling your 401k out into a traditional or a Roth IRA, depending upon the source of the funds, even though you have not severed employment or retired from your employer, called an in-service distribution, you now can take that money at your control, work with someone like ourselves, and look at a risk assessment and determine how you want to invest that money, again, with a lot more options out there. So again, it's called an in-service distribution. Check with your company and see if you are allowed to do that, and then let us know if we can help you with that.
Great point. In fact, that's the next topic I'm going to speak to. It's leaving a job.
Yeah.
This comes back to what Corey started off with, the billboards where, roll your 401k. We think it does not make a lot of sense to leave your 401k at a previous employer for several reasons. Number one, 401ks generally are more restrictive on an untimely passing with someone. Secondly, you may not have as many investment options as you do, working with someone like Corey on the investment side of things. We call it a window of opportunity to give yourself more opportunity to look at different investments and options where you may not have them in that 401k. So by all means, when you leave a job, we believe it's imperative to look at, I should probably take my money with me when I go. That's the best way I can summarize that topic. So with that, that's just a little insight on when you leave a job, take your money with you.
Yeah. And I know you've mentioned this before too, Don. At that point, you're probably not dollar cost averaging into that money either anymore with your per paycheck deposit. So it's a fund that you're not adding money to. You want to make sure, again, that you've got the availability to invest the way you want to. Another area that we want to talk about with 401ks and looking at whether it be an in-service distribution or you've left employment are the fees. Often, again, when you look at a 401k, whether it be through your employer again or wherever the plan may be set up at, make sure you pay attention to what the fees are, because let's face it, folks, your company or your employer may not be in the financial business. So they're going to outsource this. They're going to have and hire a company to come in and provide service for them, which lies in service for you as the employee to save this money in that 401k. So you want to do what we call an audit. Make sure you understand the fees that you're paying for that, and then look at, again, what the fees may be or cost may be with working with someone like ourselves on that traditional IRA side or that Roth IRA side, if you can do that in-service distribution or post-employment rollover. Excellent point, Corey.
Next piece is about underperformance. Excuse me. We've actually had some of our existing clients who, of course, they don't have all their money with us, and that's okay. We're not a one size fits all for everything. But lately, with the markets last year, we've had some clients call in, and they've got some of the investment stuff with us or with Corey, and yet they have other investments with other providers. And what they're seeing is that our things that Corey is doing and maybe some of the other things that we do together are actually performing better than the things that they have with their current advisor on the other side of things. Mm-hmm. And so I guess all I'm saying to that is, if you feel you're not getting the performance that you want, or maybe your timeline has changed, your horizon for retirement, again, I don't believe anybody can beat the market. But of course, in retirement, we've talked about this in the past too. You want to really prevent severe losses, because that can affect your long-term retirement plan. So I guess all we're saying is that if you don't feel your accounts are performing the way you want them, by all means, give us a call and let us take a reevaluation of what you currently have based on what we currently do.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hinted at a timeline, and that's a big one there. Is obviously life changes. Life is dynamic. So should your retirement plan be dynamic. It should change with you, and it should adapt with you and adapt with your time horizon change, perhaps on retirement, or a hybrid retirement where you go into a part-time work for a little bit. And often we see clients that are locked into what we call maybe a target date fund or to an investment plan, and they don't make any changes, even though their time horizon has changed. So again, make sure you understand that you are working with the money that you've got for your retirement. And if your time horizon changes and you decide you're going to work a little longer, retire a little bit earlier, that your plan can adapt and change and accommodate that timeline change. So again, call us if that's something we can help you with, and make sure to do an audit on your overall asset pool and make sure that it's going to accomplish the timeline that you have. And then have that dynamic and flexibility to it, that if you change your timeline, your plan needs to change as well, folks.
Great point, Corey. And then finally, consolidation. We see many folks who have a lot of different accounts, and a lot of them may be, the same type of accounts. Maybe it's traditional IRA, and they've got 4 different traditional IRAs, and one might be at Ed Jones, one might be at Merrill Lynch, one might be at Morgan. And, as we all get older, it's harder for all of us to keep track of everything. I mean, that just goes without saying. With age comes, some loss of memory, slowly but surely. And so we think that it's important that you try to consolidate things, to try to keep it simpler for you to follow, for you to track. When you have too many accounts, it makes it very difficult to really stay on top of what's actually happening with everything. And in some cases, we've actually people tell us that it's become overwhelming for them. Mm-hmm. And so again, in retirement, it's about simplicity. Try to keep things easy, simple for you. You're supposed to be focusing on all the rewards of your hard work and not trying to stay focused on how do I read all these statements and what is everyone doing and how come this one's doing better and that one's not and whatever. Try to simplify your life in retirement because that's really what it's all about, enjoying your golden years, as they so eloquently put it.
Have that quarterback on the team, as I call it. And we've done that for many of our clients. We're the quarterback. So, again, something that we take pride in, that we can help consolidate and be that quarterback on where your money is and help you have one place to come in and know where things are at. Again, whether it's all with us or not, we can help quarterback your situation for you. So
absolutely. Well, with that, that's all we have for today, folks. I want to thank you all for joining us for another episode of Reynolds Wrap. If you have questions about any of these things we discussed today, as you know, you can feel free to give us a call. There's no obligation with us. We're here just to help and educate. You can call 651-773-3859. Again, 651-773-3859. And of course, you can always go out to our website, 800preserve.com. That's where you can find all these podcasts we do. And there's a lot of great information out there as well. So with that, we want to thank you for your time today, and we'll look forward to speaking with you and seeing you next time on another episode of Reynolds Wrap.
Have a great day, everyone.
Listen to more with Don Reynolds and Corey Stilp on the Strategic Asset Preservation Podcast by visiting 800preserve.com.
The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes.
Fiduciary duty extends solely to investment advisory advice and does not extend to other activities such as insurance or broker-dealer services. Advisory clients are charged a quarterly fee for assets under management, while insurance products pay a commission, which may result in a conflict of interest regarding compensation.
Advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, a registered investment advisor.